All right, so I'm sharing the questions with you from question number 1. So Anand, can you see the question? I'm sharing it.
Yeah.
Okay, so can you make an attempt at it, and then we'll work it together.
Okay.
So that's it. The way we do this session. This session is really like a tutorial. So you will like work through the questions, and then if there's difficulty, we work it out. We work through the questions together. So it's a tutorial type, and so that's the reason why the lecture is posted before, and then we can work the questions out during when we meet, like on today.
Okay.
It's so hot. Okay, you're done? Anand?
Yeah.
Finish?
I have not a full idea, but
I'm not hearing you. You don't have a full idea about.
can you explain this?
Okay. Let's see if we can do it. We probably can do it right here, right? Let's try and do it right here. All right. So the question is asking us to find the float, right? So we're just going to put in the numbers that we have. So at the top of the question is the corporate book. So at the bottom would be the bank book, and the difference between the two would be what represents the float. So what we're going to do is to put here what the total deposit is. It says, however, only $70,000 deposit has been recorded, so that's in the bank account. So therefore, here it's going to be $70,000. So these are zeros, all written zeros. Right? And then it also says that the check would only be
25,000.
Right. So therefore we put 25 here. Again, poorly written zeros. So what would be our balance? Our balance would represent 55,000, right?
Yeah.
And then the float would be the difference between what? Float would be 15,000, which would be the difference between the 55,000 that we have here and the 4,000 that's in the bank.
40,000.
Correct. So that's how we get our. That's how we get our or 50,000. Sorry, or 15,000. So all right. So do you understand that?
Yeah.
Let's do question 2 then. So I'll put it up for you so you can read it, and then we'll do it. Okay?
Okay.
So I'll let you try it first though. So you go try first. I'll give you 5 minutes to try, and then we will work it together. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So let's look at the question. So the question tells us that that Sheila's clothes manufacturing clothing manufacturer has collection centers around the country to speed up cash collection. So they would have different collection centers in different region or in different provinces in each of the province. And what you're able to do with that would be that it would be able, rather than having to send all checks mailing to the central office say here in Toronto, you could then send to the different regional offices, and that would speed up the collection process and send this money into the bank much faster. Right, a deposit made in Alberta or in BC rather than sending a deposit to be made, say, here in Ontario. So the company also makes its disbursement from a remote distribution center. So checks written by Sheila's take longer to clear the bank. So it tells you that the collection time has been reduced by 2.5 days, and the disbursement time has been increased by 1.5 days. So the excess funds are being invested in a short-term instrument yielding 6%. So A, if a firm has $4 million per day, so the firm collects $4 million a day, that's what the firm tends to collect $4 million a day. If you speed this up by 2.5 days, how much more collection would the firm have? Since it's collecting $2 million per day, if you speed it up by 2.5 days, then how much more would the firm be able to collect? The firm would be able to collect at 2.5 days multiplied by the 4 million. Similarly, if you reduce the time it takes for the fund to leave the company's bank account, and it was averaging $3 million outflow per day, then you're able to save yourself by the amount. So it's 3 million times the number of the reduction time, which is 1.5, 1.5 days. So that's our numbers that we're going to use to work the question. So you can start by saying, this is Sheila's work. Oh, come on, it's coming down. Sheila's work. Okay, so let's start with the additional collection. So additional collection would equal to the 4 million multiplied by the number of days. That's speed up with the 2.5. So the additional amount collected would be
1 million.
10 million, right? It's 4 million, so it's gonna be 10, right?
Yeah.
Right. Okay, and so delay in disbursement would free up another 3 million multiplied by 1.5, right?
0.5.
Yeah, and that would free up
4.5 million.
million. So that 14.5 million would be the freed up amount. Agree?
Yeah.
That would be the freed up funds. So that's all we're asked to do for A. For B, you were asked that if you can invest that in short-term instrument at 6%, so what would be the amount earned from that? So freed up funds we know is 14.5 million, and it has interest rate of 6%, right? Agree?
Yeah.
So we have interest earned on the investment. So the interest on freed up,
870,000.
All right. The interest earned would be 870,000. There you go. All right. So it was too difficult, right? All right. So given that, right. So given this this question, let's try the next one. So let's see what the next one says. So the next one is similar. Let's just take it down on one page here. Okay, so I'll let you take the first crack at it and then we'll do it together, okay?
Okay.
Okay, you're finished with part A. You want to do part B? Okay, do part B and then we'll take, okay? Okay, so for part A, let's bring that back up here. So for part A, you have 3.8 million.
Yes.
Right? And what did you get for part B?
152,000.
So 152,000 for part B. So what did you get for part C?
I do not.
And you didn't do part C?
No.
Okay. Let's go. All right. So let's take a look at. So we know that for part A, the answer was for A. We know the answer was 3.8 million, right?
Yeah.
So just write that down. And we also know that for B, the answer was
152,000.
152,000. Right. So how about part C? It says benefit right? We know that benefit is going to be what? 152,000, right? That's the benefit you're going to get from taking on this new system. We know that the cost would be, how much would be the cost? 125, right?
Yeah.
See that?
Yeah.
So net benefit would be
27,000.
27,000.
20.
Yeah. So what do you think? Should you proceed with it or not?
Yeah, proceed.
Proceed, right? Because the net benefit is positive. So
Yeah.
proceed. Okay. All right. So let's move on then to the next question, which would be question
Question 4.
question. Right. So let me bring question 4 up here so you can see it. All right. So let's try question 4. Then we'll work out the answer. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what did you get for your answer?
Accept the bank offer.
Huh?
Accept.
Accept. How did you get for your difference for your net benefit? What did you get?
837,500.
For the net benefit? No, that's a little too high.
Yes.
Okay, that's too high. So let's work it. See what we're supposed to get. So this is low ash food, right? Low ash cat food.
Yeah.
So low ash cat food, and we know that it has a 225,000 daily receipts, right? And so we're trying to speed it up by 4 days, right?
Yes.
So additional collection would equal to what? 225, you agree?
Yes.
Multiply by
4.
4, and give us how much? 900,000?
1. Yes.
900,000, right?
Yeah.
And we know that opportunity cost of investing this fund.
6%.
So opportunity cost is 6%. So therefore, how much annual benefit are we talking about?
13,500.
How much?
13,500.
6% of 900,000. 6% of 900,000, right? So
Yes.
it was
54,000.
54,000, right? And then we have annual banking fees. So this would be the new bank
49.
fee caused by this, right? Would be
49,000.
49,000. So therefore, what is the net benefit?
5,000.
Would be 5,000. So we would proceed because this net benefit, right? CEDA would accept it. So the net benefit is 5,000, right? So
Yes.
what was your error? What didn't you do correctly?
I took 6% of 225.
Oh, all right. Let's go to the questions again and do the next one. So the next question is, question 5, right?
Yeah.
So question 5 says Lee Bank offers to reduce the collection time for your company daily cash receipt by 2 days of his cash management system. This service will cost 15,000 per year. Current short-term money market rate 5%. If your anticipated annual sale of 6.3 million, would you accept the bank offer? Okay, so take 5 minutes, try it, and then we'll do it. Okay.
Okay.
So what did you get for your answer?
216,775.
416,000.
216.
Okay. I don't have that. So let's work through the question. So let's work through the question, okay? So it tells us that our average daily, it says that leaf average daily receipt is 46,355,000, right? Follow me so far? So in that case, let's write this out. All right, so if we know the average daily receipt, well, it's not if we know, we need to find average daily receipt So what would average daily receipt equal to? So it would equal to the annual,
46.55
right, 46,355,000.
million.
Yeah, divide by the number of days in the year, right? So to get the average daily amount, because what we have is the annual amount. So this would give us the average daily amount, which would be, what would the average daily amount be? 127,000, right?
Yes.
So that gives us the average daily amount. So if we know the average daily amount, then we can find the amount of that's freed up, right? So daily receipt, we know is 127,000 because we have just found it. And we also know that the days speed up would be 2 days.
2 days.
2 days, right? So therefore,
Yes.
the funds, the funds would be what?
254,000.
254,000. And we know that the money market rate is 5%, right?
5%.
5%. So therefore, the annual the annual benefit would be what?
1207,700.
Would be
12,700.
12,700. And what is the annual cost?
1,500.
1,500.
15,000.
Annual bank fee would be
15,000.
15,000. So that's the annual new bank fee, 15,000. So we have how much here?
Negative 2,300.
Right. So that the cost, annual cost would be,
Negative.
yeah. So we have a negative amount of. So based on that, we would do what? We would reject this project. Let's reject this because it's not gonna help. Clear?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. All right. So let's move to our next question. Our next question is question 6. So say your bank has analyzed your company account and has suggested that her bank has a cash management package for you. She suggests that with a concentration banking system, your float can be reduced by 3 days on average, right? So you, of course, are delighted, but you do not know your average daily collection amount. Okay, but you do know your average daily collection amount to be 305,000. The opportunity cost of funds is 9%. So the bank provides this service for 52,500 plus a compensating balance of 75,000. So it tells you what a compensating balance is. It says a compensating balance is the amount you require to maintain in interest free at the bank. So you would maintain this say in a current account, but there'll be no interest to it. And based on that, the bank is requiring you to maintain an amount of 75,000. So is this package worth it? So there's not much difference between this question and the other, just that you have to take into account the compensating balance. So I'm gonna let you try it first and then we'll do it, okay?
Yeah.
All right, so let's go. You see my screen, by the way? Are you seeing my screen?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right, so we know that the bank is, let's see your bank. So we know that the daily receipt is 305,000, right?
5,000. Yes.
So that would be 305,000 multiplied by the number of days, which is 3 days. So that will mean that we have 915,000 for the additional collection, right? And because there's a compensating balance, which we will not be able to earn interest on, we have to take it out, right? So we're going to less compensating balance. We're going to less compensating balance of 75,000. So when we less compensating,
840,000.
so we get 840,000. Get this off here. So that's 840,000. Right? So what next do we know? We know the opportunity cost
9%.
is a freed up fund. So we know that opportunity cost would be what, 9%, right? So
Yes.
therefore it means that we can earn 9% on this one. So with a 9% opportunity cost, we get
75,600
for the annual benefit, right? And therefore, what's the annual banking? So what is the bank charge for this?
52,500.
So the annual new bank fee would be 52,500. So therefore, based on that, we know that we have a net benefit of 23,100. So that would be annual savings, or let's say a net benefit. So would we accept or would we reject?
Accept.
So we'll accept. We'll accept. Okay, good. So let's move to question 7. Can you see question 7?
Can you explain it, because I have no idea about this remaining question.
Pardon me?
I have no idea about the remaining question.
Oh, you have no idea about the remaining questions. All right, let's work through the remaining questions together then. All right, so let's start with this one. Let's read through the question first. It says, run a checkbook shows a balance of $400. Yeah, just let me check something here. Okay, so run checkbook shows a balance of $400.
400.
Right. A recent statement from its bank received last week shows that all the checks written as of the date of the statement have been paid, except number 325, 326, and which were of $35 and $58 respectively. Since the statement date, checks 327 and 328 and 329 have been written for $22, $45, and $17 respectively. So there's an 80% probability that the checks 325 and 326 have been paid by this time. There's a 50% probability that the other three checks have been paid. So it says, what is the total value of the 5 checks outstanding? So what would be the total value of the 5 checks outstanding? It would just be us summing the value of the 5 checks. So let's sum the values of the 5 checks. All right, so what's the values of the 5 checks? Let's run the checkbook. Okay, so for A, answer would be the sum of the total here, 35 plus 58 plus 22 plus 45 plus 17. So how much is that? What should that be?
No, $177.
$177. So that's A. B, ask us to do the, it says to find the expected value. So let's just bring it back up here. All right. So it says, what is the expected value of payments for the 5 checks outstanding? So in other words, what the average amount would likely to be paid of the 5 checks outstanding. So in that case, we have to find the expected.
60.6.
That would be the 60.6 would be
60.6.
that would be the answer for C.
Outstanding balance.
That would be the answer for C. That would be, yeah, like the outstanding balance. So that would be like answer for C. That would be like a float, right? So if we have the amount and we have the probability and we have the expected value. Okay, so we have 35, 58, 22, 5, and 17. The probability here for 35 is 80%, right? Or 0.8, 80%, or 0.8. Here is 50%, or 0.5, 50%, or 0.5 and 50%, and or 0.5.
116.4.
So it's 116.4, correct. So here it would be 28, right? Here it would be 46.4, then it's 11.
22.5.
11, 22.5, and
8.5.
8.5. So that gave us 116.40.
0.6.
Right. So now we're asked to do C, right? So let's see if we can do C here. So let's do C at a corner right here. So let's draw a line. So we can do C right here. So C is saying that we should take A from B. Let's find the difference, and that will represent the float. So A minus B, which would be 170
16 points.
minus 116.4, and that gives us 60.60, and this will represent the float. So, right, so this should be the likely amount that is outstanding, which means that this will be the likely amount that you can use as float. So remember, the float is the difference between what the bank has recorded and what is recorded in the company's book. Right? There are checks that have not yet been processed, but it has been processed in the company's book, but not yet processed at the bank. This could be deposit, or it could have been payments that are made. So hence there is a difference, and that difference is what is referred to as the float. All right, so let's move to the next question, which is question 8. So question 8, so question 8 says, just clear this out here. Okay, so question 8 says, let's commercial paper is currently selling at a discount. So it sells for $97.29 of par and matures in 129 days. So it says calculate its yield as quoted in the market, which is the nominal yield, right? And then it says calculate its effective yield. So a nominal yield would be, this is just not here. Go to here. Okay. So let's let's LETT. So what would be the nominal yield? So A is asking for the nominal yield, which is the market yield. So R would apply this formula that was given in the lecture times, and whatever the number is, we are trying to annualize that number. So we divide the days in the year by the number of days that we will be holding the security. So that would become 100 minus what? 97.29 over 97.29 multiplied by 365 over the number of days that will be holding the security, which would be 120. That should equal to, what's the number? Do you have a number?
Yeah, just give me.
So
0.08.
0.0881.
484.
I have 8.47%. Right?
Yes.
So now the effective yield is that the assumption is that you will be able to reinvest the money and allow it to compound. So it is compounded through every cycle. So that's how you come up with what is called the effective yield. So the effective yield would be 1 plus our formula over our formula here. And then, so the general formula would be 365 over D minus 1. So that's the formula. So if we base that on what we have, it would be 1 plus 100 minus 97.29 over 97.29. Right, now this would be to 365 over 120 minus 1. So let me just okay, so what did you get for your answer? Anything so far? Are you able to work it out?
Yeah.
So what do you get? I get 8.7, 8.72%. That's what you get. Ahmad?
Yeah, just give
Yeah,
me.
yeah, your background is a little noisy. So if you could ask your friends to keep it down a bit. Okay, so did you get my number?
Yeah, I get 8.71577.
Okay, good. And I just rounded it off to 8.72%. All right, good. So, so, so the top would be the nominal rate or the rate as quoted by the market, and below we have the effective rate. So let's go to the question. So number 9 is similar to number 8. So do you want to try number 9?
Mm,
So remember, you're just applying the same formula. So number 9, P.
l- l- Let's do the T-bill question.
Ah, so you're doing question 9. I'm just trying to give you a formula so you can see the formula. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Right. So I'm just like giving you the formula for question 9, which is the same one anyway, but just make you have it here in front of you. It will be 100 minus P over P multiplied by 365 for the number of days over D which represent the number of days. And of course, for the effective rate, it's 100 minus T over P. G65 over T minus 1. So you use those two formulas and you should have the answer for 9. So what do you have?
Sorry?
So what do you have as your answer?
I am doing.
Okay.
I got for nominal base 7.95 and effective annual cost 6.41.
No. Maybe you made an error in your calculation. Let's just. Okay. Let's see. Right. Okay. All right. So what's the first one we're have to find? We have to find the effective the R, right, which is the nominal yield, right? And that
Yeah.
would be 100 minus 98.97
71.
over 98.71. Yeah, 0.71. So let's change this to 0.71. Okay, so 0.71 multiply by 365 over, what's the number of days?
Divide by 60. 60.
Right. So when you work this out, you could, what do you get?
7.95.
7.95, exactly. So that's 7.95%. That's what you got?
Yeah.
And what you got for the effective yield?
6.41.
No, the effective yield will be higher, right? The effective yield is generally higher than the nominal yield. So the effective yield would be 100 minus 98.71 over 98.71. And this, now we're gonna, no. What am I doing? I'm rewriting this here, so let's take out this and do. Okay, so we have to have here 1 plus this, right? 365 over 60 minus 1. So when you do this section right here, you're going to get pretty much what you had before. So then you add 1 to that. So that would be 100 minus 98.71. And then you divide that by 98.71. So that you add 1. And then you're going to raise that to what? 365 divided by 60. And that should be 1.082. And from that, you take minus 1. So you get 0.0822 or 8.22%. That's what you're supposed to get. Okay.
I get 9.1%.
No, you're making some error in your calculations. You should be getting 8.22%. So you should be adding 1 to, when you divide up in the middle, which is 100 minus 98.71, then you're going to divide that by 98.71. So you get 0.01306. Did you get that?
Yeah.
So then you're going to add 1 to that. So you now have 1.013068, right?
Yes.
And then you're going to raise that to 365 over 60. Right? You may have to use a bracket when you run it so that it's done properly. So I use the bracket in mine. I use a little on my calculator. I use that things that look like a greater.
Yeah, I got it.
Oh, so you got my answer now?
Yeah.
36. Okay, great. So that's 22.2%. All right. So question 10. We will do question 10 together because it's similar, but it's this time in question 10. Let's go to question 10. It says a 91-day treasury bill with a face value of $1 million is sold to yield 5.27%. At what price did the T-bill sell if the yield was quoted by the market? Right. So it's asking us for the nominal yield. So let's calculate the but it tells us what the nominal yield is, right? So we need to therefore find the price. So for A, that's question 10. We know it says that R, we write that R is equal to 100 minus P over P multiplied by 365, and in this case it will be 91 day, right? And this should equal to 5.27.
So what is the P?
The P is what we're trying to find, the price. That's what we're trying to find, right? So 100 minus P over P equal to, and I'm going to change this to a fraction, so that becomes 0.05, sorry, it's a decimal, not fraction, and 91 over 365, right?
Yeah.
So we can work this out, and you get 100 minus P is equal to, so if we do 91 divided by 365, and then we're going to multiply that by 0.05 0.27.
0.0131.
Right, so we get 0.0131
38.
89 P, right?
04. Yeah.
Take the P from the bottom and bring it up, right? So that's P. You agree?
Yeah.
Right. So now we have 100 is equal to, if we take the other P over, we have 1P. We're going to add to the P over there. So we have what? We have 1.013138 P. We didn't have to put a bracket, but let's put a bracket. So, right? So P is equal to 100 divided by 1.0131389. So what's P?
7,610.1.
What? Do that again. So you're doing 100 divided by 1.0131389. So what do you get?
1.0.
100 divided by 1.0131389.
98.7.
98.703, right? 98.703.49. That's what I get. So that's what would be the price for 100 of this treasury bills. So for a million, it would be what? It would be a million treasury bills would cost 987, right? It would cost what am I writing?
98,700.
98, 987,000, right? 031.4. I think I'm missing a one here. Yeah, missing a one here. There's no decimal here either. Okay, so you follow me so far?
Yeah.
Okay, great. All right, so let's see what it would cost to do if we were doing as a cost for doing the 1 million treasury bills. It cost 987,000. So let's look if on the second part of the question, which asks you, what if it was the effective yield? What if the 5.27% represented effective yield? What would be the rate at that time? So again, we're just gonna do a similar thing. We just set up our formula as we did before, which would be based on the effective yield, right? It's the 100 minus P over P, 365 over 91 minus 1. And this should equal to 5.27%. So what we're saying is, what if it was the effective yield? What would the price be? So again, we're going to change the 5.27 to decimal. So we have 1 minus, and this should be plus, not minus. So that's plus 100 minus P over P 365. I'm going to take the 1 over as well, would equal to, and that's 365 over 91, equal to 1.0527. Agree?
Yeah.
Okay. So now we need to get rid of our index we have here. So to get rid of that, what will we do? We will do 1 plus 100 minus p over p equal to 1.0527, and this would be raised to 91 over 365. So we're just doing the opposite, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, okay, it's like if you have a number that is square and it's equal to let's say you have 2 square equal to 4. Then if you want to find what the square if you want to find what the square root of 4 is, you would take the square. If you want to find what the square root of 2 is, you take the square root of 4. I think I'm explaining it properly, but in other words, if you have an equation, and if I can write it there, let's say you have x squared is equal to y, so it means that x is equal to the square root of y. So it's just the same we are doing here. So we're just finding we have to take the opposite of them. Okay, so let's take this off. All right, so in that case, we now need to work out that number, right? So 100 minus p over p. I'm going to take this 1 across. So that equal to, what is this number? Did you work this out? One point
01288.
01288.
Yeah.
Okay, so 1.012886 minus 1, right? That's, and then we could write this as 0.12886, and I'm going to take the p up, that's on the bottom, so that becomes p, and that's 100 minus p. So 100 is equal to 1.12886 p. So p is equal to 100 over 1.12886. So what's p equal to?
88.58.
88? 88? Did you say 88? No, that's wrong. Unless we do it wrong. So let's see. What I get? 1 divided by 1.12886. Oh, we did something wrong, right? What did we do wrong? Okay. 88 is not correct. So unless we did something wrong, so we take the 1, that's fine. We take the, all right, let's just clear a part of this and just redo from right here, right? Because it's not supposed to be 88, so unless we did something wrong, then that would be a problem. So let's take it off and rewrite it. Okay, here we go. Oh, come on, why did you do that? All right, so what do we have? We have 1 plus 100 minus over P. And we say we're going to do the same thing to this side. And we have taken the 1 over before, and it's 1.0527. And we're going to raise that to 91 over 365. Right? Okay, so that when we do this calculation, what do we get? We get, let's do this one more. 1.0527 raised to 91 divided by 365.
1.01288.
Yeah, so that's correct. Okay, so that's correct. So that's equal to 1.012886723, and that is what 100 minus P over P minus 1. So we can say 100 minus P is equal to 0.012886723. So 100 should equal to 1.012886672. Yeah, I have the same number. So why did we not get the correct number? P. Right.
98.73.
100. Yeah, that's correct. Over 1.012886672, which gives us
98.73.
98.727. That's my number. 98.727723. So that would represent the price, right? For $100 worth. And so for $1 million, it would be, and so for $1 million, I'm just going to write it here. It would be, so a worth of 1 million Treasury bills would cost 98,727.23. Okay? Clear?
Yeah.
Is there any questions?
No.
Okay, so we have finished these. Next week we have our final topic, which would be on current management of current liabilities, and then we also will look at we'll talk a little bit about what the exam will be about. And as I said before, I believe your exam will be on the 24th of April. So next week I will be able to give you further information. So if you have no more questions for me, then I would say make sure to do your quiz today, because there'll be no extension. It has to be done today. So then see you next week. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.